Why are you hanging up the microphone, Brent?
Well, there's a time to move to new and different challenges. My wife and I are going to be moving out to Las Vegas for a couple of reasons. One of which is I hope that the Raiders make a move there too. But
I bet.
That's really not the primary reason. We've got, I guess they're going to announce on Monday what the new setting is going to be and the location and everything. So I'll be staying active out there. It's closer, Montana. I'm from Montana, and my boys live up there, so it's much closer than where we are here in Florida. And listen, I'll miss the energy of the live games, and could have continued that, but I think it was time to get off the road a little bit, if that makes sense. Settle in with Arlene and enjoy a few shows, try something new. I love all sports, you know that, and so I'll still stay. I'll stay up to date on what's going on and what's happening around the country. I think that there is a change in the overall perception of sports gambling. I think there's a chance under this administration that it might be legalized in states other than Nevada. But even if it isn't, Nevada will always be the focal point and where the operations are going to be. I'm not going out as any kind of a handicapper. I know that was referred to in the AP story. I mean, I'd go broke if I was betting sports for a living, but I'm interested in the business side of it, and I think it's a vital part of the sporting industry. I don't think the National Football League would be nearly as big as it is today without people enjoying a wager on a game, and I'm not just talking about somebody walking in and betting $100,000 on the outcome of the Super Bowl. I'm talking about man-to-man, maybe bet a dinner on a game, maybe somebody from Atlanta will bet a friend up in Boston, a few bob, whatever. I'm talking about that. And, yeah, there's a lot of traffic in offshore wagering. I think it's probably up in the billions. I think it's revenue that the government could at least look at bringing back. And they have to be a little careful what we're saying here, because in the state of New York, they overtaxed the horse racing industry and drove it near ruin up in that state. So it's a big, big business, a big, big industry. Some of the best sporting fans that I'm ever around, to tell you the truth, are involved in handicapping and gambling. They keep an eye on it. And, I think it's come out of the dark alleys. It's not like everybody, listen, the most important thing to the commissioner, Mr. Goodell, and all the commissioners is the integrity of the sport. I got that. That is first and foremost. But the guys who keep an eye on that more than anybody, believe it or not, are the bookmakers, because what they want is an honest game. So I guess I made a short answer endless.
But I do want to hit on one thing, though, before we do turn the page to your future, is that, I'm sure you are aware what some people might be saying, and that your comments on Joe Mixon during the Sugar Bowl might have ruffled some management feathers and accelerated this process for you to decide to hang it up. Brent, does that have anything to do with what many of your fans consider to be a shocking turn of events that you are for somebody who is on the game and whose enthusiasm clearly comes through for the game and your voice to decide to hang it up?
That's a pretty easy answer for me. We had already engaged in talks that I was leaving way before that Sugar Bowl. In fact, the morning after it, I had a wonderful breakfast with John Skipper in New Orleans, and Stephanie Drury takes over the day-by-day production recently from John Wildhack. And at no time was there any criticism of the comments about Mixon, whom I wished well in a second chance with the National Football League. And the incident that finally came to light, where he unfortunately overreacted to being pushed and slapped, that was about a 15-month-old story and piece of video, and he'd already been suspended for an entire season by Oklahoma. But it had absolutely nothing to do with it. It was quite the contrary. ESPN and I were still trying to see if I wanted to stay and continue doing play-by-play. And I had pretty much already made up my mind. I mean, it was, talking to my wife and things of that. But it was that they were, Rich, they were terrific to deal with through the careers that I had. And Bob Iger called me from the Disney studios. He and I go way back when he used to work at ABC Sports. They tried to hire me away from CBS, and Bob wanted to know if there was anything, and he was behind John Skipper in the effort to keep me there. So, no, I will say that there was more criticism internally of me calling a beauty queen beautiful than there was of me saying that Joe Mixon should get a second chance in the NFL.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.